Hello, everyone. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why, even after eating healthier, more salads, fewer burgers, more smoothies, you still wake up feeling bloated, exhausted, or mentally foggy? You genuinely believe you're doing everything right. Yet somehow your body just isn't responding the way it should. What if I told you that the very vegetables sitting in your refrigerator right now, the ones you trust are keeping you healthy, might actually be quietly damaging the organs that keep you alive? I'm talking about your kidneys, those two silent filters located behind your back that never complain, never ask for a break, and never warn you until things have already gone too far. Here's a frightening reality. You can lose nearly 90% of your kidney function before a single symptom ever makes itself known. No pain, no alarms, no warning signs, just a slow, invisible decline until one day your lab results arrive and reveal the uncomfortable truth. Your kidneys are in trouble. This isn't meant to scare you for no reason. It's meant to wake you up. Every single year, millions of adults are told that their creatinine levels are a little bit high, and they shrug it off, thinking it's just a normal part of aging or maybe just stress. But what's really happening beneath the surface is a slow suffocation of your body's most underappreciated organ. And the cruelest part of all, most people are doing this damage to themselves through foods they genuinely believe are healing them. In this episode, we're going to pull back the curtain on the so-called healthy vegetables that can quietly sabotage your kidneys. And I'm also going to reveal the ones that can actually restore and protect them instead. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what belongs on your plate and what should never touch it again. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. And if you stay with me for the next few minutes, you might just discover that saving your kidneys doesn't require more effort, only the right awareness. So, before you take another bite of that so-called healthy meal, listen carefully. Because what I'm about to share could be the difference between a lifetime of good health and silent, irreversible damage you never saw coming. When most people think of danger to their kidneys, they picture fast food, soda, or too much salt. But the real threat might be sitting quietly in your kitchen pantry, wearing a halo of health. I'm talking about tomatoes. They're bright, tangy, and loved in almost every culture from Italy to Texas. The fruit that built pasta night. Yet, here's the truth. The danger doesn't actually come from the tomato itself. The problem begins the moment we process it. You see, a fresh raw tomato is actually quite gentle on your kidneys. Slice it into a salad, and there's no problem at all. But when that same tomato gets boiled down, strained, and packed into paste or sauce, the nutrients don't just concentrate, the minerals do too. One single cup of tomato sauce can hold nearly 900 milligrams of potassium. That's almost half of your entire daily limit if your kidneys are already slowing down. Add a few spoonfuls of ketchup or a bowl of tomato soup, and you've already crossed the line without even realizing it. Let me tell you about Hattie. He was a 57-year-old retiree who thought he was eating clean. Every Sunday, he would make his own healthy pasta sauce from scratch. No preservatives, no store-bought junk, just pure tomato paste and olive oil. He didn't drink alcohol, he didn't smoke, and he proudly called it his heart-friendly meal. But one day, he started feeling weak, dizzy, and short of breath. His doctor checked his blood and found that his potassium levels were dangerously high. His heart rhythm was off, skipping beats like a broken drum. The diagnosis was hyperkalemia, a silent killer that can literally stop your heart without any warning. Here's the science behind it. Potassium is vital for nerve and muscle function. But when your kidneys slow down, even small excesses build up quickly. Those invisible ions interfere with your heart's electrical system, causing fatigue, muscle weakness, and eventually cardiac arrhythmia. Doctors call it the quiet rhythm because you never see it coming until it's almost too late. So, how do you fix it? You don't need to banish tomatoes from your life forever. You simply need to respect their concentration. Limit sauces to about 2 tablespoons per meal. Replace tomato paste with fresh diced tomatoes or roasted red peppers for flavor. Use herbs like basil and parsley to bring your dishes to life without drowning your kidneys in potassium. A few mindful swaps can mean the difference between nourishment and overload. And remember this, most people who end up with kidney trouble didn't get there overnight. They got there one healthy choice at a time. The wrong sauce, the wrong portion, repeated day after day until the kidneys finally whisper enough. But simply knowing this isn't enough because there's another food that hides behind comfort and tradition. That's even more deceptive because it looks so harmless and fills dinner plates all across America. I'm talking about potatoes. And what you're about to hear might change the way you look at them forever. If tomato sauce is the silent overload, then potatoes are the warm, smiling enemy that most people invite to their table every single day. From mashed, baked, roasted to fried, they're comfort on a plate, soft, golden, nostalgic. But what if that comfort is quietly putting pressure on your kidneys every single time you take a bite? I've seen it more times than I can count. Patients walk into my clinic proud of their healthy home-cooked diet, only to discover that their favorite side dish has been quietly raising their potassium levels for years. Take Kinza, for example. She was a 60-year-old grandmother who had cut out sugar, soda, and fried food. She thought she was doing everything right. On Thanksgiving, she filled her plate with creamy mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole, and roasted red potatoes. It all looked innocent, even wholesome. But by that night, she felt her heart flutter and her muscles weaken. In the ER, her potassium measured over 7.0 mils per liter, dangerously high. Doctors called it acute hyperkalemia, and they told her something that shook her to the core. The healthy food she loved had almost stopped her heart. Here's the science in plain English. A single medium-baked potato can hold around 1,100 milligrams of potassium. A cup of mashed sweet potato contains about 1/200. When your kidneys are working perfectly, they flush out the extra potassium without any trouble. But when filtration slows down even just a little bit, that potassium builds up in your bloodstream like water behind a dam. At first, you just feel tired, maybe a little dizzy. Then suddenly, the dam breaks and your heart rhythm slips out of control. This isn't rare. Studies show that hyperkalemia contributes to thousands of preventable hospital visits every single year, especially among adults over 60 who have early undiagnosed kidney decline. The fix isn't giving up potatoes forever. It's learning to cook smarter. One powerful technique is called leaching. Peel your potatoes and slice them thin. Soak them in water for several hours, then boil them in fresh water instead of baking or frying them. This simple, straightforward step can remove up to 70% of their potassium content. Portion size matters just as much. Keep your serving to about A4 cup and never pile multiple forms of potatoes onto one plate. For Linda, that small change was life-saving. Today, she still enjoys her favorite dishes, but in moderation, and her potassium levels have stayed steady ever since. So, here's my question for you. Have you ever believed a food was healthy just because it was homemade? If so, drop a comment below. I read every single one. You'd be amazed at how many people share the same surprise when they learn that even comfort food can become a kidney's worst nightmare. And yet, knowing this is still only half the story. Because the next vegetable I'm going to tell you about doesn't just strain your kidneys slowly. It can attack them from the inside out, one glass at a time. It's praised as a superfood, but for weakened kidneys, it can be a ticking time bomb. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you about beets will shock you. The diagnosis was acute oxalate neuropathy triggered by excessive beet consumption. Here's what happened inside his body. Beets are loaded with two tricky substances, potassium and oxalates. A single glass of beet juice can contain 500 to 600 milligrams of potassium, already risky for anyone with stage 2 or stage 3 kidney decline. But the bigger threat is oxalate, a natural compound that binds to calcium. When too much oxalate enters your bloodstream, it forms razor-sharp crystals that scrape against your kidney tissue and block the delicate filtration channels. Studies published in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases have documented similar cases. Healthy adults developing sudden kidney injury after just a few weeks of daily beet smoothies. The irony is painfully clear. The same nitrates that open your blood vessels can, in the wrong context, choke your kidneys. For a healthy athlete with perfect filtration, that beet juice boost might help performance. But for anyone with elevated creatinine, diabetes, or high blood pressure, those daily beet drinks are like pouring sand into an already strained filter. So what can you do instead? Moderation and pairing are everything. If you truly enjoy beets, eat them in small portions, roasted, not juiced, and always combine them with calcium-rich foods like yogurt or cheese. The calcium binds some of the oxalates in your gut, preventing them from ever reaching your kidneys. Avoid beet powders and concentrated shots completely. They're not detoxing you, they're overloading you. Have you ever tried one of those super detox beet smoothies, thinking it was the key to better health? Be honest, because most people have. Type yes in the comments if you've fallen for that trend. You're not alone. Even doctors see it happen every week, and the truth shocks almost everyone. But understanding beets is only half the battle, because the next vegetables I'm about to share with you don't harm your kidneys. They heal them. They're simple, affordable, and backed by science to help restore balance from the inside out. Stay with me. What comes next might be the part that finally gives your kidneys the relief they've been begging for. After hearing about the foods that can quietly destroy your kidneys, you might start to wonder if anything is truly safe to eat anymore. I get it. Patients tell me all the time, "Doctor, everything I love seems to hurt me." And that's when I smile and tell them, not everything. Because there are foods that don't fight your kidneys, they fight for them. And one of the most powerful is also one of the simplest: cauliflower. It's not flashy or trendy. You won't see influencers making cauliflower challenges on TikTok. But this humble white vegetable is a quiet hero in kidney care. Why? Because unlike potatoes or spinach, cauliflower is low in potassium, low in phosphorus, low in sodium, and incredibly gentle on your body's filtration system. Just 1 cup of cooked cauliflower has about 88 milligrams of potassium. That's barely a drop in the bucket compared to the 1,000 milligs hiding in a baked potato. It's the difference between easing your kidneys and overwhelming them. Let me tell you about Lubna, one of my favorite patients. She's 67 years old and had been told that her creatinine was climbing, that dialysis might be in her future. When we reviewed her diet together, she realized that every single night she'd been eating mashed potatoes, Believing they were safe because they were homemade, I asked her to make just one simple change. Swap those potatoes for creamy mashed cauliflower with a drizzle of olive oil and garlic. 6 weeks later, her swelling had gone down. Her energy was back, and her blood work told a story we both wanted to hear. Her potassium had stabilized, and her creatinine had dropped. Science supports what I see every day in the clinic. Cauliflower belongs to the cruciferous vegetable family, along with cabbage and broccoli. It's packed with sulforaphane and glucosinolates, plant compounds that have been proven to reduce inflammation and help the liver and kidneys neutralize toxins. One study from the Journal of Renal Nutrition found that diets rich in cruciferous vegetables improved filtration rates and lowered oxidative stress in patients with chronic kidney disease. In simple terms, cauliflower helps your kidneys breathe again. And the best part, it's incredibly versatile. You can roast it until it's golden, steam it until it's soft, or mash it until it's smooth. It absorbs flavor like a sponge, garlic, herbs, lemon, whatever you love. Food should never feel like punishment, and cauliflower proves that healing can still taste good. So if you've been afraid that every meal is an enemy, remember this. The right foods don't just help you avoid damage. They help your body fight back. Cauliflower is living proof that simplicity can be powerful medicine. But don't stop here, because the next vegetable I'm about to share doesn't just protect your kidneys. It shields your heart and blood vessels too. It's vibrant, delicious, and most people completely underestimate its healing potential. Stay with me. What I'm about to tell you about red bell peppers might change the way you build your plate forever. After discovering how gentle cauliflower can be for your kidneys, let's turn to something more vibrant, something that adds color, sweetness, and healing in every single bite. I'm talking about the red bell pepper. It's one of those vegetables that hides in plain sight, often pushed aside as just a garnish. Yet, it holds the kind of power that your kidneys quietly thank you for. When I first tell patients that bell peppers can protect their kidneys, most of them look surprised. "Doctor, aren't they just for flavor?" they ask. Not even close. Red bell peppers are one of the most kidneys-safe vegetables on the entire planet. They're low in potassium, about 250 milligrams per cup, compared to nearly 1,000 in tomatoes. And they're loaded with vitamin C, beta-carotene, lycopene, and flavonoids. These antioxidants act like tiny shields, neutralizing the oxidative stress that slowly wears down your kidney cells. Let me share George's story with you. He was 61 years old when he came to see me, tired, frustrated, and scared. His blood pressure was climbing, his kidney numbers were slipping, and he felt like every meal was a gamble. He had replaced junk food with tomato sauce and tomato soup, thinking he was eating clean, but his potassium kept rising. When we swapped out those sauces for dishes built around red bell peppers, stir fries, roasted peppers, even bell pepper soup, something remarkable happened. Within just a few weeks, his potassium normalized. His blood pressure dropped by 10 points. And more importantly, he told me, for the first time in months, "I feel light after eating." That's not magic. That's chemistry. The carotenoids and flavonoids in red bell peppers don't just fight inflammation. They help keep your blood vessels flexible and strong. Remember, your heart and your kidneys are partners. When one suffers, the other follows. Research from the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology shows that diets rich in colorful vegetables like red bell peppers are linked to lower blood pressure and slower kidney decline. It's proof that color on your plate often means protection in your bloodstream. Cooking bell peppers is easy. Roast them until their edges darken and caramelize. Slice them raw into salads for a satisfying crunch, or stuff them with grains and herbs for a complete kidney-friendly meal. The flavor is naturally sweet, so you won't need heavy sauces or salt to enjoy them. It's a simple swap that can change the way your body feels after every meal. So, next time you crave flavor, skip the ketchup or the tomato paste and reach for a red bell pepper instead. It doesn't just make your food look alive, it helps keep you alive. But the journey doesn't end here, because there's one ingredient left that might be sitting quietly in your kitchen right now. It's tiny, ordinary, and yet powerful enough to lower your blood pressure, calm inflammation, and protect your kidneys from the inside out. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal about garlic might completely change the way you season your food and how long your kidneys stay strong. After the vibrant strength of red bell peppers, let's turn to something smaller, humbler, but infinitely more powerful: garlic. It may not look like much, but this tiny clove has protected human health for thousands of years. Long before we had laboratories or blood tests, healers all across the world trusted garlic to cleanse, to strengthen, and to heal. And today, modern science has finally caught up to what ancient wisdom already knew. Garlic is one of the most effective natural protectors that your kidneys could ever ask for. When people first hear that, they usually laugh. Garlic, the same thing I use to flavor pasta. Yes, exactly that. But here's the secret. Garlic isn't just a seasoning. It's medicine in disguise. Its real power lies in a compound called allosonin, which is released when you crush or chop a fresh clove. That sharp, almost spicy aroma, that's the allosonin activating. And once it's inside your body, it becomes a triple action defense: anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and natural blood pressure regulator. Let me tell you about Patricia. She was a 60-year-old woman who came to me struggling with stage 3 kidney disease and blood pressure that absolutely refused to budge. She tried medication after medication, but the numbers stayed stubbornly high. I asked her to do something simple: add 2 freshly crushed cloves of garlic to her meals every single day, letting them sit for about 10 minutes before cooking to fully activate the allosonin. 3 months later, her blood pressure had dropped from 150/95 to 135/85. Her inflammation markers improved significantly. She didn't change her prescriptions, she changed her food. Studies back this up. Research published in the Journal of Hypertension and the American Journal of Nephrology found that regular garlic consumption can lower systolic blood pressure by an average of 8 to 15 points and significantly reduce oxidative stress in people with chronic kidney disease. Think about that for a moment. Something growing quietly in the ground has the power to do what some pharmaceutical pills struggle to achieve, all while nourishing your body instead of burdening it. Garlic also gives you something that your kidneys desperately need: flavor without sodium. Every time you reach for garlic instead of salt, you're protecting your blood vessels from the kind of pressure that slowly damages kidney tissue. That's why I call it the healer spice. It restores taste, protects the heart, and keeps the kidneys breathing easy. So, if you've ever wondered how to make your meals both delicious and healing, start small. Crush a clove, let it breathe, and add it to whatever you're cooking. Soups, stir-fries, roasted vegetables. Your body will feel the difference long before your lab results catch up. But even knowing this isn't enough, because what truly determines the future of your kidneys isn't just one single ingredient. It's how all of your choices connect to each other. The final piece of this puzzle will reveal why awareness, consistency, and the right mindset can make the difference between lifelong strength and silent decline. Stay with me, because in just a moment I'm going to share the closing message that every single patient needs to hear before it's too late. You've just learned what most people never get to hear, that not every vegetable heals, and not every so-called healthy habit is actually safe for your kidneys. But I want you to remember this above all else. Your health isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Every small change you make, every time you swap the wrong food for the right one, every glass of water you drink with awareness, those moments add up. They're small victories that protect you from the inside out, day by day, meal by meal. If you've watched this far into the video, it means you genuinely care about your body. And that already puts you ahead of most people. So don't stop here. Save this video right now so you can come back to it whenever you need a reminder or a little bit of guidance. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. Every single week, I share new evidence-based tips, real patient stories, and medical insights to help you care for your kidneys and the rest of your body with confidence and clarity. Because the truth is, your kidneys don't need a miracle. They need consistency, compassion, and knowledge. You don't have to face this journey alone. I'm here to help guide you one step, one meal, one habit at a time. So tonight, when you sit down to eat, pause for just a second and ask yourself, is this helping my kidneys or is it hurting them? The answer to that single question repeated day after day could be what keeps you healthy, strong, and free from dialysis for the rest of your life. Your kidneys may be silent, but they're always listening.